All right, what's good, everybody? I'm here right now to give you guys a new analysis video, tips video, whatever you guys want to call it, whatever that category it is. Long-awaited top 5 TA4 cards. Now, why is it taking me so long to come up with this list? Well, this time around, I wanted to make sure I actually used all of these cards, and I wanted to really get a hands-on experience with them and let you know what I think about them and make sure they're accurate. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to rank from 5 to 1. And then we're going to give you 3 honorable mentions after we're done with those. And this list might annoy some people, but I hope it doesn't, man. It's just my opinion. Like I said, you guys can think one way or the other about it. But this is from my experience using these cards, how they translate in online play, ranked play, obviously, because a lot of cards are great on All-Star. We know this for BR and events. We know. But it's about ranked play. It's about how they fit in the meta. Are there other cards that do what they do just way better and just fit the glove better? Probably. So that's where all this factors in. Anywho, enough intro, man. Let me start out with number 5. So for number 5, we're gonna hop right into the AL West. Number 5 on this list. This one was a tough one to come up with because the 4 above him are so much better. But 5 is Craig Biggio's 3,000 hit club. Now, why Craig? Doesn't look that crazy on paper. Looks kind of like a little bit of a Jackie Robinson type player. So why does he get number 5? A couple reasons. He's over 120 contact each side when parallel 5. He gets up to mid to high 80s power both sides. He's a swing everyone's familiar with. It's a quick swing. Some people think it's rubbery and doesn't have a lot of, power behind it. I kind of like the swing. Third leg, Craig, shout out Gunsky, is solid when you look at him from a +5 angle. He's 88 fielding in his primary and second base, gets to 93, 85 arm at max, which is great, and reaction above 90 with 85 base speed with 90 steal and base running aggressiveness. So he's 90 speed, 95 steal and base running ability. So this card at parallel 5 is everything you want in a second baseman. Really great contact, solid power, great defense, strong arm, good speed. Now, why does he not get number 5? There's cards that are better than him that are free. He's got to catch a secondary, baby. That is where the value is. High gold with a really strong arm and great speed behind the dish. You can have a 90 speed catcher, guys, who can hit. That is where his value is. Now, personally, is he the best catching option in TA4? No. You'll see later why that is. But Craig is still very solid for the utility. He could play second catcher, left and center field. So he can even play center field. A solid one at that with the high 80s reaction and fielding with 90 speed out there in center. I think he can even shine in left field. I think he'd be a great left fielder. So Craig definitely gets a nod. I like Craig. Definitely give him a shot if you're looking for a new second baseman or a speedy catcher. Next up on the list, we're going to bounce over to the AL East, guys. You're going to follow me here. AL East, number 4 is Adley Rutschman. I think Adley gets the pick. His numbers are really solid across the board all the way through and through. Versus righties, he's 102.92 right now at parallel 2. So minus 2 points everywhere, guys. Unfortunately, I got Adley parallel 2, so it's not an accurate depiction of his numbers. But this is what it looks like at parallel 2. At parallel 5, we're talking max defense and arm, which is what matters, and blocking. He gets to 61 speed. He'll be 105.95 versus righties. 115, 105 versus lefties, which is really great. Switch hitter, too, that I cannot overstate how important that is with a great swing. In this particular meta right now, it's better to be better versus righties, of course, but when you're a switch hitter with max defense, essentially, and 61 speed behind the dish, nothing I can complain about. I think this card is an absolute must to pick up. You have to get this card, whether he's on your bench or starting for you. I think he's phenomenal. He bumped Piazza to the bench just for the time being, but I can't see myself taking Adley out, man. He is very, very solid. Number 3 on this list, guys. Let's hop right into it. Number 3 is from the AL Central. Gotta be Frank Thomas. Wow. This card's offense, guys. Max offense at parallel 5. He's up over a bronze fielder, over 50 speed. Now, you might say, how the hell is this guy only number 3? I'll explain why. I think he's got a boo-boo swing. I see a lot of people who agree with me that he's got a boo-boo swing. He's got Tim Anderson's swing, which I don't like, and a lot of people don't like either, but his numbers make up for it 100%. If you put the barrel on the ball and you have no trouble doing that and his swing doesn't bother you, you will get high value out of him. I also think he's a little too tall for my preference, but objectively speaking, taller players are kind of hard to hit with too. But he gets over 60 fielding. He's technically a higher defender than Big Papi when it comes to fielding rating, which is nuts because Papi's a god over there too. We know the first base defense don't really matter, so you want a slugger over there. He gets over 50 speed too, so he's faster than the likes of Big Papi and Vladdy. So that is very important. I think Frank is an absolute monster. Definitely number 3 on my list. Now, if we're going to bounce over right on over to the NL Central, Number 2 on this list is the man, the myth, the legend, Big Honus Wagner. Now, this was a card from MLB 20 that I loved. He is going to be one of the best cards in the game, easily an endgame player for me. We're talking at parallel 5, will be over 120s contact, maxed out versus lefties. He's got 90s power. He'll be mid-90s with those power ratings. He has, in his primary, he will be a 95 fielder, which means in his secondary of first, second, third, and left field, he will be a diamond at parallel 5 there, out there. It's crazy with 99 speed, steal, and base running ability with high reaction rating, insanely high reaction rating. I absolutely love Honus Wagner. I think you must have him on your team in some facet if you can hit with him. He is crazy. He will give you every bit of utility that Trey Turner does, even more, because he will be an insane defender. I love Honus Wagner. He's my shortstop right now. Only card that competes with him, in my opinion, at that position is Wander Franco. Wander's stats are really, really nuts if you take a look at him and you break him down. Plus, he's got the high speed, not as high as Honus, but he's got a 97 arm, Wander, and Wander's a switch hitter. But I got Honus out there for the time being. Honus, in my opinion, blows Lindor out the water. I know Lindor's a switch hitter, and he's great. I gotta take Honus. He's, for the utility, for the defense, for the speed, and for the offense, gotta be number 2 on this list. Now, final, number 1. It's not gonna be something that's gonna fool you guys. We're gonna bump over to the AL East. Here he is, Mickey Mantle, the greatest card indeed. MLB the Show 21 right now, and probably the best card we've ever seen. We're talking at parallel 5. This guy will be 125 against righties. He'll be 125, 116 versus lefties. We're talking diamond defense. He will be a 92 fielder with a max arm and 93 reaction in center with 97 speed. This card is a must-have. He has to be in your outfield. If you are not using Mickey Mantle, I have questions for you. You can obviously win games without Mickey in your lineup and do very, very well. But he is just, if there's ever been a must card to use in DD, it's Mickey. He's a position that matters a lot. It was really, really dry before Matt Kemp dropped. This card, it went from Matt Kemp to Mickey Mantle for the center fielders, from best to next best. That's an insane jump. I love Mickey. He gets number 1 on this list. But let's jump right into honorable mentions, starting off with another player straight out of the AL West. Let's go over there right now. What do we got? AL West, Jason Giambi, honorable mention. I know the power numbers versus lefties look a little low. Trust me, it does not play like that. It plays higher. He is insane versus righties. That's what you need right now in this meta, with a beautiful, delish swing. Fielding is going to be mid-70s with a reaction of exactly 70 at parallel 5. Speed is a little bad with over 40, but I tell you guys, mid-silver fielding at first base is god tier. You know how it is. If bronze is good, he mashes versus righties in this meta. It matters, and he's got high contact versus lefties, which is what is important to me. I would rather have 113-82 versus lefties than 82-113 versus lefties any day of the week. This card, a unique contact where I play, it matters. I love Giambi. Excuse me. He's actually starting at first base for me right this very moment. Now, next up on this list, the only pitcher who makes the list, and it's a tough one, but it's got to go to my man, Big Bob Gibson. Bobby Boy has the hits per 9 that you need at a minimum. I think at this point of the year, guys, where I play Hall of Fame and above, I play Legend, but I'll even say Hall of Fame and above, you need at least 110 hits per 9 minimum. He'll get there at parallel 3. He's got nutty control. He's got velocity that gets to 99. Big gap between the four seam and the sinker, which I like. Slider that is rocking 99 control and break. If you look at the controls for his pitches, they're insane. And the break is just as good, too. He's actually a diamond fielder at parallel 1, which is fun. And he can hit a little bit, too. So Bobby gets the nod from me as an honorable mention. I think if you're going to use a pitcher from this TA4, you have to use Bob Gibson. I faced Walter. I faced Greg. I've used all of them. I faced Bob Feller. Bob's the worst I've seen, guys, out of any of them. Not even close. He's Brett Saberhagen. We don't have to talk about him. Tom Seaver. Pains me to say it. Buns. Bobby's the only one that matters. Now, last up on this list might be a little bit of a surprise to you guys. He's not on this. He's in the NL West. Might be a little bit of a surprise. Might not be. We'll see how you guys think. But it's got to be Louis G, bro. Louis G. Why I give him an honorable mention? He's not a great fielder, but look at what we got here. 119, 125 versus righties when maxed out. He will be 110, 123 versus lefties when maxed out, which is awesome. Gold fielder with 80 reaction in left field, so he's more than manageable out there. 59 speed is the killer, and the reaction isn't that high where it'll make up for it. But if you absolutely match with Louis G, you stick him out in left field with the righty meta we got right now, you will not lose anything. I promise you. This card absolutely bangs. At the very least, it's a pinch hitter. So that's what I got for you guys, man. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it tickles your fancy. And I hope it didn't piss you off too much if you disagree with me. I tried to be as objective as I could be, but I got to inject those little personal quibs every now and then. But if y'all enjoyed this video, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, put that bell on so you don't miss when I post every day at noon Eastern time. Like I said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out.